Wembley, the mecca of all footballers, players and fans alike. To play on its smooth green turf, the ambition of all small boys from the first time they kick a football. Liverpool kick off in last year's final against the Arsenal, and early on Swindon fumbles a little centre and Liverpool nearly score. It was the nearest they got, and at half-time Arsenal were a goal up. After the restart, Mercer began this move, which led to Lewis's second goal. So the cup comes to London, but that was in 1950. It has left again now, and its departure began with a draw for the third round, and into the fray came all the big guns. The small ones hope for a good tie, and that it's their year to play the role of giant killers. Carlisle were among the lucky ones. They drew Arsenal and kick off with high hopes at Highbury, and early had Arsenal in trouble. But Carlisle too have their nasty moments, and goalkeeper McLaren's remarks to his right back McIntosh on this occasion are not on record. Arsenal went into the fifth round against Manchester United. This promised to be a game of the giants, the age and experience of Arsenal against the youth and enthusiasm of Manchester United. The United attack, and the only goal of the match, scored by Pearson, put paid to Arsenal's hopes. Manchester included two raw youngsters, Birch and Burkett. Neither disgraced themselves, and both were full of pluck. It was not till the final whistle went that Burkett collapsed exhausted and had to be carried off. Manchester went out in the next round to Birmingham. The pattern was becoming clearer, with Blackpool playing Fulham. The incident in the Blackpool-Fulham match came in the 4th minute, when Buckazzi, their right back, handled. There was no doubt about the hands, but was it necessary? At any rate, it put Fulham out of the cup, and here's Alan Brown doing it. Meanwhile, Newcastle United were getting a fright from Bristol Rovers, the only third division side in the last 8. Could Rovers equal Millwall's record and be the only other third division club to reach the cup semi-finals? That movement by their outside right Bush showed their quality, and third division standard is not far below first. Pressure relieved, Newcastle had their moments too. It was a lucky Bristol foot that took that one off the line. The result, a draw and a replay at Bristol. Enthusiasm there knew no bounds. This time it was Bristol's turn to kick off, and they went straight into the attack with Lambden prominent. He crosses to Bush, and it's his centre that has Fairbrother diving. They scored first as a result of some nice combining between centre-forward Lambden and outside right Bush. But it was Bradford who put the finishing touch. Oh, to be in Bristol, now the cup is here, or near. But it was not near enough. In a spell of 12 minutes, terrific pressure, Newcastle scored 3, of which the second was a great drive by left half Crow. Now there are only 4 left. And in the semi-finals, Newcastle meet Wolves at Hillsborough and Birmingham play Blackpool at Main Road. Here at Main Road, it's second division against first. It's not long before the two Stanleys get together. It's Stanley Matthews who takes the ball to the Birmingham line with all his inimitable trickery. It's Mortenson's head that flashed the ball into Merrick's hands. Birmingham survived this match. There was no score. But Mortenson was among the casualties. So were several among the crowd at Hillsborough, where Newcastle kick off against Wolves. This was a game of no goals. The official result was no score. But both sides did get the ball into the net, only to have the goal disallowed. After a Mullen run down the left wing, Billy Wright lobs the ball into the goal area and Swinburne scores. Or does he? Congratulations are premature. It's offside. 4 days later, they're battling again. This time, Wolves kick off, and they put the pressure on from the start. Hancock takes advantage of a defensive error, a goalmouth scramble, and then temporary relief for Newcastle as the ball is cleared. But back it comes, and inside right Walker is there to run and score first for Wolves. Against Bristol Rovers, Newcastle were behind, only to come again and win. They repeated the performance this time at Leeds Road, Huddersfield. England international Jackie Milburn gets the equaliser. To some, it might have looked offside, but the referee, the man on the spot, allowed it. Less than a minute later, a drive from outside left Mitchell gave Williams no chance and put Newcastle on the road to Wembley. Meanwhile, a cameraman, not ours, and the Blackpool Duck were watching the two Bs, Birmingham and Blackpool, at Goodison Park. It's the Stanley story again. A nice ground pass from Matthews, a cracking shot from Mortensen. It looks over the line with Merrick groping, so Perry made sure. But the referee needs confirmation. And it's a goal. Blackpool are one up, and this Birmingham supporter looks worried. There's more to come. The ball is kicked off the Birmingham goal line, and Perry and Higgins chase it. It's Perry who's upended rather ignominiously. He does have some consolation, however, in the second half, in scoring Blackpool's second goal. Two down, but not downhearted, Birmingham fight back magnificently. Towards the end, it was all Birmingham. They force a corner, which outside left Berry takes and places for Smith to score Birmingham's only goal. Birmingham's storming finish had no reward, and the 2-1 victory gave Blackpool the honour of visiting Wembley for the second time in 4 years. So it's Blackpool and Newcastle United for Wembley. Two great teams. What a host of talent for the near 100,000 customers. Stanley Matthews, will he at long last get his cup-winning medal? Will Corbett, Newcastle's left back, be able to match his wizardry and that late tantalising feint? Will Harvey, Newcastle skipper, be first up those steps to the royal box? Will Mortensen's dash carry the day for Blackpool? Or is it to be Robledo's skill and the harassing movements of Jackie Milburn at centre-forward that will take Newcastle through? These are the talking points, the questions occupying the minds of all in Blackpool and Newcastle, and for that matter, over most of the country. The answers? Well, we won't know these until April the 28th. But one thing is certain. If you're one of the lucky customers, you'll see at Wembley a football classic that will live forever in the minds of all supporters of the game.